This could be you, kitten.
So, oh, don't even start. What is that?
We got the creepy TCG player tendencies tier list. At the top of the tier list, we have seek help. If you do any of these, then you need to be inside of a padded room or you need to talk to a therapist. And then the ones below seek help, you probably still need to talk to a therapist, but it's not as dire. Bunny, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hello, I'm Bunny, OPTCG, and I'm here to talk about experiences as a woman in the TCG community. So let's get it.
Okay. So, all right, let's talk about the categories we got here. So we already talked about the tiers, but let's talk about the categories. We have random DM. Actually, there's a lot. There's too many to talk about. So we'll talk about them as they come up.
One by
So
one.
let's start with the random DMs. So this is, guys, whenever I guess a girl gets a lot of DMs talking about shit that like has nothing to do with them, like how was your day, or are you gonna play this new game that just got released, like shit that like obviously like you guys like don't talk about, like why are you messaging this person about, where would you think you would rank this?
I don't usually have an issue with DMs. I'm a very friendly person. I just think that if you're kind of, yeah, it's kind of smart, I guess, kind of using a question or whatever to find interest or whatever. I don't see it as too annoying. I think the annoying part is like if you're trying to get into the DM to like further pursue something, if that makes sense.
Well, that's, I
So
feel like what this is, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think if I were to rank it personally, I would put this in the B category or the B tier,
mhm,
because it's like
yeah,
kind of annoying and kind of creepy, but it's not the
yeah,
worst thing you can do.
it,
It's like you're trying to like start something with that person, but
yeah.
yeah.
You're just having a conversation. So if we're thinking about the idea around it, I say B, maybe
Actually,
C.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe C, because like
Hmm.
this is the start of an interest, and if there's no
Yeah,
interest after this, then and that's all they do, then that's fine. So yeah, we'll
right.
put that in C category.
Yeah.
So let's do all right, let's do simping, actually, because simping, we talked about this a little bit, before the video. I personally like simping. The key to my
Okay.
heart is to tell me I'm handsome and that I don't have a receding hairline. So, just for any of you guys out there that want to hit on me, you can tell that to me in the comments below. But where would you rank simping at? If someone were to tell you you're beautiful every single day, would you think that would be creepy, or would you think that would be not creepy? C being
I
the least
think
creepy.
C being the least creepy. Okay. I think that there's multiple layers of simpery, if you will.
Simpery.
Um, I think if you're like complimenting, I mean, I think that's fine. But if it's like all the time and you're always trying to imply, hey, like you're pretty or you're this, like, and it's constant, and like I'm kind of giving signs of like, okay, that's enough now. You can kind of chill on that. Then I think it becomes the problem. But I mean, simpery only really becomes a problem if it turns into an obsession. So I would put it at like maybe B. It's like right in the middle. If you go too far, you're getting close to seek help, but like a little simpery is not too bad.
Okay, a little simpery. Okay, so
A
B.
little simpery.
I'm okay with it being in B, because it could lead
B.
to more creepy behavior, but in and
Yeah,
itself is not too creepy unless you're like
it's
crazy
not too
about it.
bad. Yeah, like
Let's talk about the
so.
I'm different one. This one, guys, the I'm different is every time you meet a girl. I don't know if you guys have seen this meme, but it's the guy messaging this girl on the Valorant looking for group Discord, and he's like, by the way, I'm much different from every other guy in this Discord. If you're looking to, have a friend to hang out with, then I'm here. But at the same time, if you fall in love with me, like everyone else seems to do, then I'm available. Like, I'm different from the other TCG guys. Where would you classify I'm different? Because I feel like that's like a creepy, like, because they're already starting off like that whole
Mhm.
personality type with like,
Yeah.
like, don't rope me in with the other guys that play card games while I'm also playing this card game.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's necessarily creepy, but if that's the first thing you say to me, um, in a conversation, then it comes off as a red flag. Like you're trying to put yourself on a pedestal, kind of give me a already like bias of you just by saying like I'm better than everyone, I'm not like others. But
Well,
if you're
it's
kind
because
of
you're
having
obviously gonna fall in love with him, of course, because he's different than the other guys.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like that's the main reason why he's telling me that right away, right? But
yeah.
yeah, I would say A, because it's like if you're talking about it and you want to like express your opinion, I mean, I think that's fine. But if I just met you and you're like, by the way, I'm not, and it's like
I also forgot to
A.
share with you my screen, so let me go ahead and do that real quick.
No.
We're back. Technical difficulties aside. Okay, so I'm different. I completely agree on I'm different. I think like automatically roping yourself into that category where you're like trying to like stand out.
Yeah.
I think that's just like it's usually the people that say I'm different are not different at all. They're like the same
Yeah.
copy and cut. They're like the Buzz Lightyear meme where there's like
Yeah.
1,000 different Buzz Lightyears. Yeah, I definitely agree with
I
that.
agree.
We got some ones here down at the bottom. So we got like staring, hentai stuff. Let's do hentai stuff. So hentai
Okay.
stuff, guys, is like when you have like the mats showing like your ass, like your titty, like they like you know what hentai stuff is, right? And you have like deck boxes that show it, like shit that like is genuinely like just porn, like straight up, like you're playing on top of like rubber porn.
Yeah.
So if you have in your possession some hentai stuff, how creepy do you need to seek help? Do you need to be in the I'm different, A tier? What are you thinking about this?
I'm on like maybe high A, low seek help because
Low
I've
seek
met
help.
some people I've met some people who have like hentai stuff and they're like not weird at all. Like they're into this thing. They want to have it as like a mat or whatever, and they're not like being weird. But there was an instance where like I have experienced behaviors like we have as staring. Um, it kind of just gets a little bit weird when I'm just trying to play my game.
They're like, oh,
And I
I can
noticed they
imagine
just
you in
like
this pose right now.
and it makes me think like why are they staring into my soul? And then I look down at their mat and I'm like, oh, they like
Oh yeah, yeah,
hypersexualize
yeah.
women all the time.
They're
So they're
like,
probably being kind of, weird.
this could be you, kitten.
So oh, don't even start. What is that?
Seek help. Okay, so I'm different is still probably number one, but I think that can change. That's probably low A. Let's go to asking you out. Asking out X2. So for those of you guys who don't know, asking out X2. For me personally, I've asked out a girl, and shockingly, right? She's denied me once, but that could be that she wants you to chase her just a little bit. It could be, but after the second time, if she denies you, and you keep going, bro. It's no longer, playing hard to get. It's like, bro, please get the fuck away from me. Like,
Yeah.
and also, if you're playing a TCG or if you're playing a TCG, you should probably also shower. But, yeah, so asking out more than, so we're going to put X3. What do you
Okay,
think about that? Someone that asks you out 3 or more times.
I would say that's A, creepy.
I think that's at
A
the
creepy.
top. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I think that's at the top of creepy. Like, or I'm
Yeah.
sorry, at the top of A tier. I think that is getting dangerously high and into the seek help category. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on that?
I mean, I can kind of see why guys might want to chase and they might like that chase, so that's probably why they kind of continue doing that. But it's really just like it's a red flag because if you can't read the room, I mean,
Yeah.
how are you gonna like talk to women, after that? Like you're gonna obsess over the same person, even though they denied you 3 times.
So that
That's why
like
it's weird, right? Like you
yeah.
just keep going.
They'll
and you
have
don't
like the
take a hint.
worst. They'll have the worst like conversation with you that like literally no flirtation happened at all on like the female side of it, and they'll like go home and be like, she fucking dude, she wants the
Yeah.
dick, like she wants to fuck, and it's like not the case like
No.
ever. Yeah. All right. So asking out X3 definitely in the top of the creepy category. We'll talk about weird comments. That's gonna be pretty high. That's
Okay.
gotta be borderline seek help. But weird comments, guys, like what if you're like cosplaying or like you're just actually playing in the like a girl's actually playing One Piece and you're like, the way you play One Piece is so fucking graceful and beautiful, like, oh, you're such a queen, and like they just say weird shit that like doesn't need to
Yeah.
be said. What do you think about that?
I think that is That's seek help, I think.
That's gotta be.
I'm sorry. Because I understand, like, you might have those thoughts, they're passing thoughts, and you might feel so strongly about them, but you feel comfortable enough to say that out loud to the person or even, like, near the person. I think it's awkward, it's weird, it's something you should not be doing, especially if it's like sexual content or, commenting on body image. I think
Yeah.
that's another, yeah. So
Be
it can
like,
kind of range from like just a weird simp type of person to like just straight up sexual harassment. And yeah, I would say seek help because learn to, filter
I agree.
yourself, I think.
I
Yeah.
agree. I'd be like, damn, shorty, the way you play Nami, oh my god, I just want to rip your fucking clothes off. You're like, yo,
Damn,
bro,
the way
like,
you made me trash a life,
oh my
that was
god, you
hilarious.
play Katakuri so fucking, ooh, so smooth. All right, so we
Yes,
got
KO my people.
God, the way you manage your dawn, just Uh,
I
so
can't.
so we got parasocial relationships. So parasocial relationships, guys, is when you're like when you think that like you are best friends with someone or like you know them so fucking well because you like interact with their like tweets or like comment on their videos or like you've like heard stories from them from like other
Mhm.
people. Basically the point is you don't know fucking them at all in person
Right.
and you are treating them like they are like your best friend and they like owe you like a phone call or a Discord call or to like play games together. And it's like, bro, like
Mhm.
I don't know who the fuck you are. So what would you rate what would you rate this?
Um, I would say A, and let me explain myself
Okay.
here because I can kind of be that person where it's like if I made a friend, it's like of course I want to talk to them or like play games with them or whatever. Um, so I can kind of see myself in that, except for the fact that like I think I know them and that they owe me anything. Um, I think it's the parasocial relationships are the type of people who can't control the fact that, the people you see on Twitter are in fact real life people, real people on the other end of it all. So it's just one of those things that gets out of hand. Like, oh, we had two conversations in a comment section.
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah.
That's weird.
We're homies. Yeah,
No,
yeah. We had
that's weird.
I heart all
It
your
wouldn't
tweets.
be it wouldn't be crazy to be like, well, I've talked to them. I can get a feel for what kind of person they are. But when you're kind of getting to that point of like, I think I know them and like, I do know them, you're kind of proclaiming that, that's where it gets kind of like, okay, buddy, calm down. Like, you don't know an internet personality the way you would
Yeah.
know like me in real life. You know what I mean?
And like
So,
I've experienced it a little bit, not because I'm not a pretty girl, by the way, but I have experienced it in like my own Discord, right, where like I'll meet someone like for like 5 seconds at an event, and they'll like message me on Discord like, you know, you want to play some games? Like, yo, like, what do you think about this thing right here? What do you recommend,
mhm,
I do against Katakuri? I'm like, dog, like, take one of my coaching sessions. I really, like, I'm really thankful that, like, I have people wanting to reach out to me. But,
mhm.
I do have, 8,500 subscribers now. So, like, if everyone that I've ever talked to, like, reaches out to me individually, it can get kind of fucking hectic. So, like,
Yeah.
respectfully, bro, like, just,
So I think in that scenario, the parasocial relationship, the only thing creepy about that is the boundary line that you're crossing. Does that make
exactly.
sense?
No.
Which is
Well,
why I
that's what we're
wouldn't
talking
say
about. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, which is why I wouldn't say like seek help because it's only natural to like be, social with people. But
Yeah.
it's that line, it's very fine line, right? So
But
I would
yeah,
say
if you're
A
like
for sure.
constantly like hounding them to like get into like
Get
you
in a
know
Discord call with me
yeah, yeah,
now. I
yeah.
want to play test. It's like
Literally, yeah,
I don't owe
that's the
you that,
creepy
right?
shit. Yeah, yeah, that's the
Yes.
creepy
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. So all right, let's talk about business incentives. So this guy's is like for example, like if Bunny were to show up at a locals, right? And then this guy was like, "Yo, you guys should come down to this locals. Like, we got Bunny here. Like, she's about to go crazy on Yamato." And actually, they probably wouldn't even say anything about the card game in general. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably like, "Yo, Bunny's here," and then like using her, like using a girl as like a way to like draw in business without actually like compensating that person in a way
Mhm.
that is super creepy. So like for me
Yeah.
personally, I would put that in like I'd put that in like A tier at least, right?
Yeah. I would put it high B, low A.
Because they're using you as like a stalking horse, basically. So yeah, I could see it being like
Yeah.
high B or yeah, like low A. I'm gonna put it in
I want
high
to
B.
give I want to give people the benefit of the doubt and kind of say like, you know, if someone who's big, right, or whatever it is, kind of comes to locals and it's like, oh shit, you know, this big name is here. That's great. Like that I think is normal business kind of procedure.
Yeah,
The issue with it being creepy, I think just comes down to like it's not a mutual business move. Like I'm not getting the compensation and you're just using me as like a trophy basically.
yeah. They're like,
So
oh my,
that's why it
like
kind of
she
comes off
stepped
as like
foot in our locals, like trying to get like clout for your business,
they
basically.
start bagging the air. They're like, guys,
Yeah, yeah.
money.
Like look at her, bro. Don't you want to be like? Don't you want to play against her? Yeah, yeah. That like I feel like that shit's like mad creepy.
That's weird. That's weird, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about something that I think should be in Seek Help. Is the you led me on? You led me
Yeah,
on.
that's up there.
So
That's I
okay.
think should be like number one. Number one.
I,
Yeah.
I think yeah I think number one. Okay, guys. So this is kind of like a parasocial relationship, except for like trying to like get in a call with them. It's like you responded to their tweet one time, and they're like, "Oh, she's in love with me. Like she wants to like
Yeah.
she wants to like you know what I'm saying? She wants to get dirty with me." And then you're like, you do no type of flirting, no anything. And then you're like, you led me on. Like, bro, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, I don't even know what your real name is, bro. Like, your Discord emoji is like fucking Shrek. Like, what do you
Yeah.
want me to like? What do you like? Who are you? And then after all of that, like, literally nothing, all of that tomfoolery, you actually think that like someone led you on when you have no interaction with them outside of like hi. That
Yeah.
you need to be in a padded room, I think, for sure.
That's borderline. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think
Maybe even a lethal injection.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean like yeah, I don't know. It's awkward because girls get this a lot where, you know, you're nice to someone and then all of a sudden it's you owe me. You led me on.
Have you guys seen? I talked to you about this already, Bunny. But there's there's a meme of like a guy with like a hole puncher, and it's like a card like you get like at like any like discount thing, right? It's like you come 5 different times to the store, you punch a hole each time, and then you get like something at the end, right? And it's like a I was nice, like being nice. And as like the hole punch, like as soon as you hole punch it yourself being nice 6 times, like they owe you like sex, right? Or like they owe you like a
Yeah.
dinner, like a date or something like that. It's like, guys, that's not how it works, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I think actually that maybe that's actually a different category. You owe me. Oh, damn it. I already talked about that too early, but since we talked about it a little too early, we'll talk about you owe me. So you owe me definitely at least A tier, right? Maybe even Seek Help. What do you think about you owe me?
I think just the behavior of you owe me is very not cool. I would put it right beside you led me on.
Okay. So guys, you owe me is basically like sending somebody like a free card or like sending somebody like just being a fucking nice person to someone. And then like later on being like, yo, you remember that one time where like I like let you borrow my fucking Dawn card because you only had 9 Dawn? Like you gotta go to like Waffle House with me like right now. And you're like, dog, like that's not how it works. Like this isn't a fucking contract. Yeah, I think definitely like mental help is in your future, maybe
Yeah.
even in your past with this one, but the past it didn't work.
I think for you owe me, it kind of stems from the parasocial relationship of, you know, I know you and like that means, you know, you said hi to me and you were nice to me. So that means you owe me a Discord call every day. I get to talk to you 24/7, just spam your DMs with stuff. Just it's the behavior of like, well, we talked, so therefore get in a call with me, play a game with me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or like guys, Bunny does like this thing on like is it TikTok? I know it's Twitter too, but she's like, good night to all the people that blank, right? Like fucking,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, whatever. And they're like, you wished me good night that one time. Now you owe me like a phone call. Like we
Stop.
have to, like we were meant to be. Speaking
They're
of,
like,
I've
I
like never
finally
gotten a
got
good
a good
night like
night.
one time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, cause
No.
she's like good night to everyone except for Sakazuki players. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, not like this, bro. Not like this. It's like
Listen,
always
my
something
most
that I'm doing too.
hey, listen, listen. My most recent tweet was good night to everybody, and that was the
I
tweet.
finally got
So
one. Yeah, yeah. I was pretty pumped
finally
about
got
it.
one.
I was like, let's go. Uh, okay, so we got a couple categories left. Let's drag these up to the top real quick. We got unwarranted touching, clout chasing, unmasking. Well, there's no room for that one yet. Let's talk about unmasking real quick since that's the last one that
Okay.
we down here. And then we can delete this right here. So unmasking, guys, we kind of nickname this where it's like you like pretend to be like super trustworthy and like very I wouldn't say charming, and maybe charming, but you pretend to be trustworthy and charming, and then like the second you actually like gain their trust, you're like, yo, like what do those titties look like? And you like completely
Yeah.
change gears.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably not the most creepy thing you could do. I would put that in B tier personally, like maybe like
Okay.
mid B. What would you do about that? Because at least
I
like they're
think
giving you a little bit of nice interaction, you know?
I know, but like even saying that is like the bare minimum. Like, oh,
Yeah.
thank God he like was nice to me before he harassed me. Like,
Yeah,
but
like he waited at least 3 weeks before asking for titty pictures. Like I feel like that's gotta count for something.
I think high
Okay.
B, low A, I would
Okay.
say. And just like I've had experience with that where I would talk to someone on like a Discord channel or server, and they're very nice, they're very trustworthy, whatever, and then I meet them in person and their attitude switches. They give me the "you owe me" or parasocial relationship
It all
behavior.
stems. Yeah, it all
So it
it's like
just
all
switches
stemming
up,
yeah,
and it's
from one
like,
thing.
whoa, yeah. So I would say, because that's something like at least avoidable. You could just be like, bro,
Yeah.
like chill out.
Come on, bro. Just
So
go back
I
to
would
the
say like,
original you, bro.
yeah,
Or go back to the fake you. I like that one a little bit better.
the fake you,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So we got a couple more left. We'll save sexism for like one of the last ones. Let's talk about white
Oh
knighting.
yeah.
I got accused of white knighting the other day on Twitter, guys. Twitter is a wild place full of people with fucking room temperature IQs. So, white knighting, guys, for those of you guys who know, it's like sticking up for a girl and
Hmm.
like just like literally like being their fucking knight in shining armor, where you're like have you guys seen that like meme where that referee catches that basketball and like turns around and is like, you ladies all right? It's like shit like that where it's like super unnecessary, like defending someone when like you don't have to do that, and most of the time you don't even fucking know them, and you're only trying to like you're only trying to defend them to like gain clout and to like basically
Yeah.
like get into their like get their favor essentially.
Hmm.
When a lot of times when someone's white knighting, that shit's like so painfully fucking obvious. I would put
Yeah.
white knighting in definitely A tier. Like like white knighters are actually so fucking creepy, and also like very high on the pathetic tier list if we ever did that.
Hmm. I mean, I don't disagree. I think A is the perfect tier for that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
low A is probably good for that.
I agree.
We'll talk about sexism now, actually, because that could be like
Okay.
a whole thing. So sexism, guys, is when you're like, actually, you tell me about it because you talked about it a little bit better. What have you
Like, what's
seen?
my
No,
definition
no, no. Like
within the
what?
community?
Yeah, like what have you? Because we all know what like sexism is, right? But like, what have you
Okay.
like seen card game players do that is like? Because you talked about like your Facebook Marketplace thing, and
Hmm. So just like obvious microaggressions, I think. Um, Feeling the need to have to explain every little thing because, you have this bias that women are stupid and whatever. So just kind of getting treated much differently than the men in the community.
it's like
So
when you
just,
it's like when they play like 10 cost Big Mom, and they're like, what this does is this
yeah, they're
makes
like,
me
by
trap.
the way,
Yeah, they treat you
which,
like you're
you know what?
fucking stupid.
If I'm giving them signs where I'm like, what does that do? 100% go ahead, explain it. But if I'm like already keeping up and I'm already ready to trash, they're like, you gotta trash it by the way. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going for. Or just like trying to lowball me on prices of cards because they assume that I don't know what the market value is for them, and then just giving me shit when I do tell them that I know what the market value for is, and like I'm not gonna lowball that hard. They get really triggered that I know what I'm doing. So that would be like some examples of that.
Yeah, especially like Canadian dollars. She's already lowballing, bro. Like that conversion rate is
Yeah,
fucking trash. They're
yeah,
like, I'll give
yeah,
you $100. It's like $3 fucking Canadian.
yeah, yeah.
I remember I used to go to a like bookstore, like the book fair whenever I was a kid, and I'd be like, oh my god, this book's like $50, and it'd say CAD, and I'd be like, oh
Mhm.
okay, yeah, it's actually only like
Yeah,
it's only like
yeah,
$10.
yeah,
It's like, damn,
literally.
that shit's expensive. So what
Yeah,
would Sexism would probably be in Seek Help, right?
yeah.
Or maybe A tier, you think?
Like if it's like some crazy like just you know actual harm, then yeah, I would say like seek help. But it's kind of hard to kind of grow out of the bias that is sexism because that's like kind of taught generationally. So it's more of like it's A. You can like maybe educate them and maybe they can get better, but otherwise, yeah, it would be seek help.
Reform, reform. All right, so we got
Reform.
3 different categories left. We've got staring, unwarranted touching, and clout chasing.
Okay.
Where would you like to start?
Let's start with staring.
Okay. Staring, guys, for those of you guys who know what staring is, it's when you look at someone for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, staring's not too bad, I think.
I think it'd
If
probably be
you're
in like B
just
tier, maybe.
no, I disagree.
No?
Because I'll tell you this. As a woman, we get stared at a lot. It only gets creepy if you have like more context clues. Does that make sense? So the example I gave earlier was like it's already weird enough that you're kind of staring. I get it, whatever. But when I can kind of put in the context clues of like, the hentai map, for example, now I kind of have a reason or I know why you're staring and it's kind of confirmed in my head. It makes it more creepy. Does that make sense? So I would say staring as a whole isn't too bad. I would put that at C, to
Okay.
be honest.
But, okay.
Maybe I'm just used to it, but like
Yeah.
I don't they're not harming me, they're not saying weird things, they're not harassing me,
I
they're
thought you were
just
gonna say
looking,
it's
and
like
that's
way
fine.
worse. I was like, yeah, like I don't see this being like more than like a B. I was gonna put it in
No,
like the
no.
bottom of B, honestly. But yeah, C's probably fine. I think it's probably ahead of random DMs. Probably,
I
I
think
think.
it is ahead of for
Yeah,
sure.
they can treat you like the Lego meme where they're like, the dude in like the white tux is like, I just died in your arms
Oh
tonight.
my god.
Okay, so we got 2. We got unwarranted touching and clout chasing. Let's start it. Let's talk at we'll save clout chasing for last. We'll do unwarranted
Okay.
touching. This is, guys, is like when you're not on that level of like knowing them, and it's like just because like they're a girl, you're like, yo, like I
This is my
gotta, yeah, like
chance.
I
This is
got
my
to hug
chance.
her when I see her, like, cause she's a girl, right? Or like
Hmm.
you like just like tap their shoulder or like I don't know, like other weird shit, right? Like just like physical touch
Hmm.
when it's like obviously like not at that point, right? So
Hmm.
this has got to be at. I mean, I think this is like seek help. I don't think this can be anything more than seek help or anything less than
Yeah,
seek help. What do you think about
I
that?
agree.
Okay.
I think like yeah, no, like you just took the words out of my mouth. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say yes.
Yeah,
Yes, seek
yeah,
help.
because it's like there's like no route where like you're a normal human being and you're like see a girl and you're like fuck I gotta hug her right now, like that's like
Yeah.
sexual, like it's like not all touching is like sexual assault, but like that's like it's very slippery slope, you know what I'm saying, between like unwarranted
Yeah.
touching and sexual assault. So yeah, seek
Yeah.
help, guys. Like, and by the way, this is constructive criticism, so if you guys see, or I'm sorry, if this is you, there is a route to redemption. You know, like there is a way that you could stop this, and this is a tier to
There's
actually,
a
you know, yeah, raise
redemption arc
awareness. Yeah, there's like your 2 years in sub buddy arc whenever you go to prison,
about
and
you.
you're like,
Oh my god.
oh shit, like look how much I've grown, and you like your
Mm-hmm.
first test is like going to a locals full of like girls, and
Mm-hmm.
then like not touching one, and you're like, holy fuck, like I've been trained for this exact situation.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us all the way down to our lonely clout chasing. Now, actually, can you explain to me what this is again? I forgot what this was.
Okay, so clout chasing is just using someone's name to get clout, and usually it's like spreading rumors about said person, even though they're not true. So just like, yo, listen, like this person, this is what happened, this is what we did, this is, and they're just trying to get attention because that name can trap that attention. So yeah.
This, guys, is like the equivalent to like when you're in high school and you say you like slept with someone, or like you got to like third base or something and you didn't do shit with that person.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent to that, except for like you're a card game player talking to like talking about like a girl that's like obviously probably like way hotter than you.
Yeah.
So okay, so Clout, this is, I don't think this could be lower than A, but I could see this in like borderline seek help. Maybe. I think middle A, I think, would probably be where I would put it.
Depending on the rumor that you're spreading, obviously.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
It's kind of just like, it's wishy-washy. So it could range anywhere between seek help and like B. So I would put it like A.
Yeah, we'll put it in like the middle of A. I think the middle of A is where it belongs. So that wraps up our tier list, guys. And let me just kind of go over this real quick. If you do any of these, some of them is like borderline okay, right? Like if you're staring at a girl because you think she's cute and you're like trying to figure out like a way to talk to her, even though you probably are going to get turned down, that's okay, I think, right? You know, random DMs trying to like, you know, get to know them. I feel like that is the least, like, not a creepy thing to do. But the higher this jumps up, right? You know, using someone as like a way to draw in business. You know, faking your personality.
It's scummy.
Yeah,
and it's weird.
It's scummy, creepy. You know, the higher this gets, the more you should look in the mirror and be like, "Yo, what is this?" and like, yeah, like how do I stop this? And guys, some info on me. I, believe it or not, used to be a very fucking weird ass dude who actually probably did a couple of these things. Probably nothing in seek help category. But I probably did do a little bit of simping. I actually definitely did a little bit of simping. I've done some unmasking before. And I've definitely done some staring. So I will say, I am sober from doing all of that. And just because you are this person now does not mean that you have to be this way. And we're not calling you out right now. But if we ever do a follow-up with this tier list and you are still doing the things that...
You're going to get called out.
Yep,
you're going to get called out.
For sure. And I cannot wait for the white knighting comments being like, "Yo, you're a fucking white knight." That actually would be so funny, bro. That would be so funny. That
would be insane.
Yeah. Do you have any final words, Bunny, that you want to say? Any shout outs, anything like that? Throw up your hood. Any gang signs?
No. Okay. Nothing like that. Although I do think sexism should be above and go close to asking out 3 times. Closer to there. Yeah, just fix it. All right,
so we'll put "I'm different" down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. All right. Any other comments on this?
No, I think we did a good job. If anyone has any other debates about this, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Let us know what you think is seek help worthy that maybe we didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we missed anything, let us know, guys, because that would be that could be a follow-up video for sure. Also, I want to say that follow Bunny on Twitter so you can get a good night from her. Do you have any like socials that you want to shout out or anything like that?
Just my Twitter. Twitter is good.
Actually, guys,
AceBunny.
Yeah, AceBunny. I'll put it in the description below, but don't expect a good night from her, bro, because she hasn't wished me good night once except for like yesterday. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for you guys. Peace out. Later.